In the rugged mountains of Sinaloa, Mexico, a story begins. Not just any story, mind you, but one that would shake the foundations of nations. Picture this, a dusty village where barefoot kids run through unpaved streets, the air thick with heat and the smell of poverty. Among them, a scrawny boy with piercing eyes. That's him. That's Joaquin Guzman, El Chapo. Now you might be wondering, how does a kid from nowhere become one of the most powerful criminals in history? Well, it starts with choices, or rather the lack of them.
In this world, boy, you're either the predator or the prey. Choose wisely.
Heavy words for a kid, right? But in Sinaloa, childhood doesn't last long. It's a place where dreams go to die and ambition is crushed under the weight of reality. But every story has a turning point. For Joaquin, it comes in the form of his uncle, Pedro Aviles Perez, a big shot in the drug trade. Picture a man with a gold watch and a smile that doesn't reach his eyes.
Joaquin, how would you like to make some real money? To be respected? To never go hungry again?
Now don't get me wrong, this ain't no fairy godmother moment, it's a devil's bargain. But when you're standing at the bottom, looking up, even the devil can look like an angel. Here's Joaquin on his first run, nervous as hell, crossing checkpoints with a truck full of marijuana. One wrong move, and it's game over before it even begins. His heart's pounding so hard, you'd think it was trying to escape his chest. Now every king needs a queen, right? Enter Alejandrina Maria Salazar Hernandez, Joaquin's first wife. A reminder of his roots, a taste of normal life in a world that's anything but. Watch him now, learning the trade, making connections, building his rep. It's like watching a master chess player, always thinking 5 moves ahead. He's got a talent for this, our Joaquin. A talent that's going to take him places, some high, some low. But here's the kicker. What does Joaquin do with his first big score? Buys medicine for his sick mother, puts food on the table for his siblings, helps a neighbor pay off a debt. In a world of take, he gives. And that, folks, is how a poor kid from Sinaloa starts his journey to becoming the most infamous drug lord in history. But trust me, this is just the beginning. The higher he climbs, the further he'll have to fall. And fall he will. But that's a story for another day. All right, let's fast forward a bit. Remember that scrawny kid from Sinaloa? Well, he's not so scrawny anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, meet El Chapo, the boss of bosses, the king of the mountain. Now, I know what you're thinking. How powerful could one man really be? Well, let me paint you a picture. At his peak, El Chapo's empire was worth an estimated $14 billion. That's billion with a B, folks. But here's the kicker. All that power, it comes with a price. A big one. El Chapo's empire isn't just about drugs. It's a complex web of money, power, and violence that spans across continents. And fall he does. June 9th, 1993. Mark that date, because that's when the House of Cards starts to wobble. But here's where it gets interesting. You'd think this is the end of the story, right? El Chapo goes to jail, roll credits, But nah, that's not how this tale goes. Fast forward to January 19th, 2001. Altiplano Prison, Mexico's maximum security fortress. The kind of place they send you when they want to forget about you. This escape? It wasn't just a get-out-of-jail-free card. It was El Chapo's middle finger to the entire system. His way of saying, "You can't touch me." His empire stretches across continents. He's got submarines smuggling drugs, planes flying under the radar, tunnels that would make a mole jealous. From Colombia to Chicago, Mexico to Madrid, El Chapo's tentacles reach far and wide. It's not just a drug empire, it's a global enterprise. You know how they say it's lonely at the top? Well, El Chapo's got company. Beautiful women, corrupt politicians, Hollywood stars. They're all drawn to the flame of his power and wealth. But here's the thing about being on top of the world. There's nowhere to go but down. And let me tell you, El Chapo's fall, it's gonna be one for the history books. February 22nd, 2014. El Chapo's holed up in a safe house in Mazatlan. The walls are closing in, and he can feel it. The air's thick with paranoia, every shadow a potential threat. July 11th, 2015. Altiplano Prison. El Chapo's cell looks empty. The guards rush in, and what do they find? A hole. A goddamn hole in the shower floor, leading to a mile-long tunnel, complete with lighting, ventilation, and a motorcycle on rails. I kid you not. January 8th, 2016. Los Mochis, Sinaloa. El Chapo's luck finally runs out. A firefight erupts, 5 of his men go down. El Chapo makes a break for it through the sewers, but this time, there's no escape. Picture this, the once mighty drug lord crawling out of a manhole like a drowned rat. Dirty, desperate, defeated. It's almost enough to make you feel sorry for him. Almost. Now the US wants a piece of him. January 19th, 2017. El Chapo's last day on Mexican soil. He's extradited to the US, touching down in New York like some twisted version of a state visit. New York City, the stage for El Chapo's final act. The trial's a spectacle. 3 months of testimonies, each one more outrageous than the last. Murder, corruption, submarines full of cocaine. Truth really is stranger than fiction, folks. The world watches as the empire of El Chapo crumbles in this very courtroom. February 12th, 2019. The verdict comes in. Guilty on all counts. The judge slaps him with life plus 30 years. Just in case the first life sentence doesn't stick, I guess. El Chapo's final journey, from the courtroom to a place he'll never escape. ADX Florence, Colorado, the Alcatraz of the Rockies. And where does the mighty El Chapo end up? A place so secure they say it's easier to break out of hell. This is where empires come to die. But here's the kicker. El Chapo might be gone, but the machine he built, it's still running. The drugs are still flowing, the money's still changing hands. The game goes on, just with different players. Now, if you found this story as fascinating as I do, why not hit that like button? And if you want to dive deeper into the world of crime kingpins and their empires, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. But hey, don't let me have all the fun. What other crime figures would you like to hear about? Al Capone, Pablo Escobar, the Cray twins? Let us know in the comments below. Remember, history's full of characters like El Chapo, men and women who reached for the stars and ended up in the gutter. Their stories are a reminder that in the game of power, there's only one guarantee. Sooner or later, everyone loses. It's a lesson written in blood and cocaine, echoing through the ages. And yet, the cycle continues. This is Narrator's Name, signing off. Stay curious, stay informed, and remember, sometimes the truth is more incredible than any fiction we could dream up.